Steel barricades now sit outside the Manhattan criminal court as law enforcement officials plan for a possible indictment of former President Donald Trump on charges related to his alleged hush money payments to porn star Stormy Daniels. That's according to Politico. Now, according to 3 people involved in the deliberations, a grand jury indictment is expected soon, and the grand jury will return tomorrow.
Law enforcement officials met at NYPD headquarters to discuss how to bring Trump in. A person involved in the planning said no decisions have been made yet, but that the NYPD's state of readiness remains constant. Law enforcement has prepared for protesters, but according to Politico, the turnout as of Monday evening was low. Joining us now to weigh in is movement lawyer Olayemi Olurin. Welcome back to the show.
Hi, thank y'all for having me.
So, Olayemi, what can people expect? I mean, what are the specific issues that are unique to Donald Trump when it comes to actually bringing him in as opposed to less high-profile accused?
We know what are the specific issues. We were there for January 6th. That's the problem, is that he's inciting his followers. And we've already seen it with the post that he's put on Truth Social. I think what everybody fears. And I think even once you see Marjorie Taylor Greene and Kevin McCarthy also say, hey, no to the protest, they also have those fears. So it's important to remember it's not just the left or the liberals being hysterical. No, their side of the aisle is concerned, too, that Donald Trump being arrested or Donald Trump inciting people to protest is going to be something that puts other people at danger. So that's the concern there, is that Donald Trump doesn't take anything. You know, he doesn't like to go to a seamless transition or follow the rules as they go.
Well, some Republican lawmakers have attacked Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, the man who would be poised with indicting Trump, but have not necessarily rushed to the former president's defense either. Republican Whip Tom Emmer said that defending Trump and attacking the DA are separate issues. Do you have thoughts or feelings about the kind of legal merit of this claim here, and in the broader context of Republicans' critiques of the Attorney General's office as being weak on crime, generally speaking?
Yeah, so Alvin Bragg can't win anyway, because the reality is they're criticizing him by painting him as soft on crime or some kind of progressive prosecutor. But Alvin Bragg is not that. He is not a progressive prosecutor by any means. He is not soft on crime. If you consider tough on crime to mean prosecuting poor Black and brown New Yorkers, he is doing that. He is doing that to the detriment of them and despite objection from advocates. So Alvin Bragg's real problem is the fact that he doesn't get support from either aisle. And I think if Republicans and propagandists like Eric Adams and those had done less fear-mongering, I don't think we'd even be seeing these charges. Because I don't think, let's be honest, I'm delighted to see Donald Trump charged with anything. Surprised, but always delighted. Surprised, but delighted nonetheless. But I think the reason he's really bringing these charges is a means of garnering positive public opinion, right? He gets criticized from the right, he gets criticized from the left, but Donald Trump, so many people want to see Donald Trump arrested. I think he thinks if I'm the person to bring charges against him, that will win me some good favor. And he's probably right. He's probably correct. So I think that's what's happening. I don't think this is really born out of the strength of the charges. I don't think it's that the case itself is particularly vital, but I don't think it's wrong or a misuse for him to charge Donald Trump, because at the end of the day, we should have a criminal system that holds the powerful. I wouldn't even just say accountable for what their misdeeds, as though we hold the poor people, but more accountable. That's where it's more serious. So I don't think it's a misuse of power, but I don't think it's being motivated by a true desire, any desire for justice. I think it's being motivated by positive public reception, which is how politicians move.
Well, comedian Chris Rock warned that arresting Donald Trump could make him more popular. Rock also said it was romantic that the former president paid off Daniels so Melania Trump wouldn't find out he cheated on her. Something DeSantis brought up repeatedly in his kind of press conference about this issue, saying, hush money to a porn star, hush money to a porn star, hush money to a porn star. Obviously, whether or not it makes him, from my standpoint, whether or not it makes him more popular should not be the issue. Let justice be done, though the heavens may fall. If he violated the law, he should be held accountable. That said, it does seem like a more minor, it seems like a lot of people are conceding it is a more minor issue, even given the things up against, Trump's facing potential criminal liability for his actions with the election in Georgia and other things. Whereas there's a statute of limitations issue to this. There's a Did he know? Michael Cohen is maybe not necessarily a good faith actor here. There's this, I'm reformed and I provided these payments and I was, so beholden to this satanic man and, all that kind of stuff. Should that factor into our assessment of what's going on here?
I think it's worth analyzing what possible implications and dangerousness there is if you martyr a figure. And I don't think that Donald Trump stands to get more popular from this. I think what it does is it makes him more of a serious figure or emboldens or incites the people that follow him. And we've seen what happens when they get hype. Chris Rock, as far as I'm going to assume my man's is making a joke. And Chris Rock has been in enough hot water with his jokey jokes lately, so I'm not getting it down. I am not getting canceled for Chris Rock, but I will say this. If I were going to make a joke, I would say, if I were Stormy, you wouldn't need to bribe me. You would not need to bribe me. I would take it to the grave.
Before we let you go, I want to shout out your new show. I think we just got a taste of the kind of entertaining clips people can expect, but let's play a short clip to preview it for the viewers anyway.
What if I told you that instead of spending your time and hours of your life you can never get back, parsing through the internet, scouring through Twitter, trying to debunk propaganda, find out what's going on with social justice movements, that I, a bitch who's chronically online, could bring it straight to you? My name is Olayemi Olurin. You can call me Olay, because why butcher my name? I'm a movement lawyer, a political commentator, a writer, an advocate, and what I'd like to call a professional loudmouth. And I'm here to run my mouth in service of you.
Help me help you.
And I'm so excited to finally be launching my own show, Olurinati.
All right, Olay, it looks like a lot of fun. I mean, I saw you posting some clips about how you are the #1 Eric Adams hater. For people who might not understand why, I mean, what is your current hot take on the mayor of New York?
My current hot take. I put out a video yesterday about him because they recently honored him as the hip hop mayor, which he has taken to calling himself, Brianna. And I feel like there's an hour conversation to have about the identity politics of that. Like, what makes you the hip hop mayor other than being black? But I've gone through his litany, his war on drill music, and all the different things he's done regarding to that. So honestly, at any given day, I have a litany of criticisms for Eric Adams. But I put out an Eric Adams video yesterday, and an hour ago, I put out a video on Donald Trump on my channel, Olurinati. So y'all should check that out.
And what do you make about, we talked in a different segment about Ron DeSantis' comments about Donald Trump's pending indictment. And he made the case that New York has seen high crime rates as a consequence of a kind of soft on crime approach by district attorneys there. Can you speak specifically to what the crime rates have been like in New York, if they are in fact up? What you attribute that if it's true, and what the prosecutorial posture in New York has been?
It's, first of all, I can't believe that they're still, well, I can't believe it, but I'm surprised that they haven't abandoned this lie with the crime wave, because after the midterms, the New York Times and even, the main propagandists have come out and since walked it back and acknowledged that there is not this massive crime wave or crime hysteria happening in New York City. It's just not true. And as far as low on crime, we have 36,000 NYPD officers. We hired 1,000 more in the last year. They've spent, they're on track to spend more than $800 million in overtime. They get almost $11 billion in funding. Alvin Bragg and none of these DAs are progressive prosecutors. So it's just simply not true. It's just a means of trying to diminish the validity in the DA's office going after Trump and people like him. But, listen, the enemy of my enemy is somebody I like to see scrap too. So I like this DeSantis and Trump. They can fight it out and we can figure out who we've got to go after later.
I was going to say, if you want to garner sympathy for the cops need fewer resources position, this might be the time to point out to Republicans that they're all being set off on Donald Trump.
Defund the FBI, defund the New York police.
Thank you so much, Olayemi, for joining us today.
Thank you. Bye, y'all.
And we'll have more Rising right after this.